What's up, what's down? Tell me something going around. Let's discuss the light of day. Spitting truth, come with me. What's up, what's down? Nothing's ever out of bounds. There has to be a better way. Always something of a better play. Hero Shack Day, Hero Shack Day, Hero Shack, baby things. Hero Shack, hey, Hero Shack, yeah. Hero Shack, daily things. Come on and read free.
come tonight, not a footprint to be seen. Kingdom of isolation, when it looks like I am the queen. The wind is howling like this swirling storm inside. Couldn't keep it in, heaven knows I was right. Don't let them in, don't let them see. Be the good girl you always have to be. Conceal, don't feel, don't let them know. Well, now they know. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, let it go. Turn away and slam the door. I don't care what they're going to say. Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway. It's funny how some distance makes everything seem small. And the PSO once controlled me, can't get to me at all. It's hard to see what I can do to test the limits and break through. No right, no wrong, no rules for me. I'm free. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, let it go. Turn away and slam the door. I don't care what they're going to say. Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway. It's hard to see what I can do to test the limits and break through. No right, no wrong, no rules for me. I'm free. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, let it go. Turn away and slam the door. I don't care what they're going to say. Let the storm rage on. Cold never bothered me anyway.
thoughts down, tell me something going round. Let's discuss the light of day. Spitting truth, come with me. With some thoughts down, nothing's ever out of bounds. There has to be a better way. Always something of a better play. Hero Shack Day, Hero Shack Day, Hero Shack, baby things. Hero Shack, hey, Hero Shack, yeah. Hero Shack, daily things. Here we go.
Okay, good evening. Welcome to Hero Shack Daily Things, episode 35. No, probably not. Hi, Tim. It's been really busy, so I don't know if I can. At some point, it would be nice, but swamped right now. Between the comic book club, the appearance that I'm doing next week, working on the Titans Ashcan and Cyclopean 8 and the Cardinal backup story. So a source book will be crazy, but you never know. I mean, really, it's just writing out some stuff and grabbing some artwork that's already in existence, more than likely. What a day, what a day. But tonight we premiered some of the earliest artwork out of Cyclopean 8. Wanted to give fans an idea of what was happening. I don't know if we're going to have Diana tonight. She's out there doing dishes, oblivious of the show, of course. You might even be able to hear her. I don't know if the microphone's picking up the dishes, but I sure hope it's not. Yeah, do me a favor. I'm going to run and grab my copy. I'll put this on for a minute.
We'll stop what's down, tell me something going around. Let's discuss the light of day. Spitting
I'll be
truth,
back
come
in
with
1
me.
minute.
With some thoughts down, nothing's ever out of bounds. There has to be a better way. Always something of a better play. Hero Shack Day, Hero Shack Day, Hero Shack, baby things. Hero Shack, hey, Hero Shack, yeah. Hero Shack, daily things. Here we go.
Okay. I am back. Had to get my fresh copy. So yeah, no, the source book idea is great. Just finding the time to be able to do something like that. I don't know, maybe I can get Miss Diana to do it. That would be great. But I don't think she will. I don't think she can. So I spent almost no time looking at the news for comic books tonight. So I have no idea what's going on with the drama. That's a beautiful thing. I guess Diana's not coming. So I will open the stream. I'm not going to stay on very long. So let me paste this. If anybody wants to come in, feel free. Otherwise, I'm just going to hang and babble for a little bit. I could scan. Ooh, look at that. There's a little announcement. Zed and Onesius. Oh, no, wait a minute. Zed and O. God, I'd be darned if I know how to say that. Odysseus? Odysseus? How do you say it, Tim?
Odysseus?
Thank you. I knew it. I knew it.
Well, I was going to do a bigger book, but I thought, what, F it. I have 14 pages is good enough for something, but it's like I want it to be free with a proof of purchase of Melvin Special Edition #1 and a mailing address to send. I'll be sending the free book myself, but I just thought it'd be like a little incentive to get people to consider buying.
Has
What's not
anybody
to like?
bitten yet, or you really haven't had a chance to get it out there yet, right?
No, I want to kind of have a physical copy in my hand to kind of wave or in front of everybody's nose, like, here, you want this.
Well, I wish you luck with that tactic. That could work.
I mean, yeah, who doesn't love a free book?
I don't know. It's tougher than you think.
Yeah.
Sometimes. I mean, like you can take the horse to the water, but you can't make him drink.
Oh yeah, that's
That,
okay. And
that's always
I'm,
the problem.
and it's well, yeah, I haven't gotten. I think Rob still said he'd have it formatted and ready to go this Sunday. But
That's cool. Are you going to print it through Critical Blast?
no, the free book I'm doing myself. I'm sending the mix. I'll have it here, and then like once people have proven they bought a copy of Melvin 1 Special Edition, then give me the address and I'll send it to you.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I also talked to the library in town, and they're supposed to send me dates or something.
Ooh, they want to date you.
But yeah, then I guess they said, well, it's going to probably be like this. You're going to have to tell people what your book's about. It's pretty much like being on a YouTube show, only it's live in real life.
Yep, with people, right? Like they want you to do it in front of a audience.
Something like that.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
That's fine. I mean,
That's how it's done. I mean, that's the best way to do it. Really, it's to, get people there, get them interested, hopefully sell them some stuff. I mean,
it's no different than what you do when you're promoting on YouTube.
Right.
Only they're there right in front of you.
Yeah, and sometimes they get mad and they throw stuff.
Do they?
No, I've never had that happen.
I'm gonna have to be like, talk. Okay, let me check the chat here. Oh wait, there's no chat to check.
No, they're in front of you. Although I got to be honest, I've only done like 3 panels, and all 3 were like sparsely attended. So it was really a weird experience. Like the first one I did, there were like 4 people in the audience, and we had more people in the panel than in the audience. It was weird.
Well, I mean,
but we went through with it.
Those are 4 people. Those are 4 people that probably have a copy of your book.
Yeah, well, they were, but it was still weird. It's like, why do we have microphones? I'll just come down there and talk to you guys, But you do what you have to when people set up.
They said they're gonna advertise it. They can't guarantee if anybody will attend, but they'll advertise it for you.
At some point, you'll have to do a little promo. Like if you're going, I don't know, you're going to be there next Friday. Make sure you like hit local pages, Facebook and stuff.
Yeah.
Tell the local yahoos, come on down and find out about Melvin.
Yeah. Also going to have some flyers made up too. Sticker. I think Sticker Mule. You can make flyers.
Yep. Diana does them either off our printer or locally when she does flyers, but it's the same idea. I mean, like if we go to Staples or Office Max or whatever, it's just, they'll hammer it out on a copier. And they will cut it. Like we usually do half-page flyers. So 8.5, 11 just cut down to like 5.5 by 8.5.
Yeah, I mean, Sticker Mule will give you a bundle. They have a list of prices and how many they'll make for each price. And
yeah. Well, they're not amateurs.
Nope.
They've been doing it long enough.
Well, they also make shirts now too.
Yeah, I don't know how much they actually make of their own stuff, but everything I've gotten from them has been at least decent. Not necessarily state of the art quality, but then again, I think I probably chose their cheapest stuff.
Have you gotten a complimentary bottle of hot sauce yet?
Oh yeah, we've got those. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never actually have you ever eaten it?
It's all right. I mean, I didn't know I was getting it, but then like I got I did some stickers and I got a bottle of hot sauce with it.
Yeah, yeah. I've never tried it. I'm not much of a hot sauce guy, anyways. But
Weakling.
yeah, yeah. No, I'm like really. I don't do hot sauce at all.
Oh, there's some that are just. You ever seen Hot Ones?
No.
Well, they're asking them questions, and they have to go from the mildest hot sauce to the hottest. And you had like what Key and Peele were suffering so badly they couldn't even do impressions.
Yeah, no, I've never seen it. Yeah.
It's funny.
Let's see. Diana's chatting. She says hello and welcome. What's up, Outcast? No, I don't think we can talk Diana into anything. She is one track minded right now. She's been working on the Cyclopean plushie, and
How's it looking?
I thought it looked really good, but she's disappointed. She's being a perfectionist. I don't know why she's not talking.
Show us on the screen. Show us what she has so far. You can go get it and kind of like show us.
Oh, she won't even let me near it. I saw it. She did pull it out, but yeah,
You got a camera?
Yeah,
phone?
it needs some refining. It's getting there. I got to get the I and the C patch correct, and that has to be embroidered. And I need art for them to get them done. But the doll itself looks okay. He's big. He's a bigger design than I've done before, and it's a rag doll, so it's just a fun little thing you sit on your shelf. It's not an action figure.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like an action figure. Huh?
Can we see it?
Oh God, Tim.
Come on.
Be brave.
Come on. Do it.
The head is not right. I've got to fix the head
All right.
and stuff. So just know this, guys. It's
No
not-
judging.
No, you can judge if you want. I'm just saying that it's not. This is like a very rough of what I am envisioning.
It's a prototype.
I need to, yeah.
It's a
you know,
proto.
but it's a bigger prototype than what we've had before. So let's see here.
Yes, I'm very happy with the size.
So the size is, it's a rough. This in the fabric. I can't use this fabric because it
The arms
freezes.
don't seem to be as floppy.
So the
kinda-
arms, this is a rag doll. So it's supposed to sit like this on a shelf kind of thing, but the head needs to come down a little bit. Again, I'm trying to work without a pattern. So the head is coming down further here. So it's not so much. I've got to go here a little bit. So yeah, it's coming along, but see how big it is compared to this guy? This is my little plushie that I've made with the cape.
Yeah, you're
And
going
this
full
is-
American. Bigger is better.
Well, no, I'm not really satisfied. I've got to get different fabric. I've got to adjust the dimensions on the head. The I and the C have to be embroidered, and I need to get that that taken care of, and then I'll do another one. And my arms need to be thicker, and yeah, so I'm working on it. Anyways, hello everybody. Good evening.
Down well.
What?
This isn't big drama, but did you hear about Affinity?
No, you keep telling me about him. I still don't even know who the guy is, really.
The guy's kind of a jerk, but the point is his channel got nuked.
Like by the Russians or something?
Ooh,
No, he got such a bad strike on his channel that is
by YouTube?
Oh,
yeah, they took his channel out.
oh my. Oh, somebody did something bad.
I don't know. The guy was kind of going at every.
flagged or
I have no idea. I have no idea. He was kind of going at everybody, so I don't really feel sorry for him. I mean, you start fights with people, you're going to get stupid prizes. I don't know if I mixed my
Some people think
metaphors.
that's the way to success.
Well,
it very
obviously it's
rarely works
not.
out. Well,
Yeah.
it can work out, but it very rarely does.
Well, have you ever seen the? You probably haven't. So there's a horror movie called Spree, and it's about this kid so desperate to succeed on becoming like an influencer that he literally joins a was it those apps where you pick up people like Uber and such called Spree. It's a made-up service, and he decides to kill people just to get fans and get into those double digits on his sub count. But it's kind of like I think that's the point of that movie is it's supposed to be a satirical look at how desperate people are to be famous on social media
right?
for like nothing. So
Well, the
that's
few
kind
that make it are in that dream world that they all wish they were in. But like I said, it's the few, and I don't think they're actually very happy. It just looks good to them, to the outsiders.
yeah. Well, I mean, are they
But if
really
you're,
that famous though?
well, you're only as famous as your circle. Like, look at EBS, right? So every time he does a trash cast, he's making anywhere between $500 and $2,000. Now he's tied to that. Like, once he becomes used to that income, how do you let it go? You don't. You got to find a way to keep it coming. It's like, oh man,
So
it's a
he's kind of forsaken his original profession, which was being a comic book creator, and now he's a YouTuber.
well, a lot of people are saying that, but I don't think it's affecting his comic because let's remember his comic.
Is always late.
Yeah, I don't want to say, I don't know why it takes him 3 years, 4 years to make a book. All I know is that he feels it takes that much time, and his fan base, as
If
much
it
as
makes him happy, cool. If it makes him
right,
happy, that's cool,
right.
man. I'm just saying, it's. I think that's why it's taking so long because he's more looking at the YouTube thing instead of the actual book thing.
Well, logic would say that's got to play
I
a
would
part in
agree.
it, right? I mean, I know that just this nightly broadcast that I do, even the hour that I put into it, and there's not much lead time. Like, I do a little bit of video work before the show for my 10-minute preview, but it takes up time. It takes away from the art that I normally do in that hour. So I can only imagine what it's doing to him 5 hours a night.
Yeah, it works for
I did it again.
him, but it doesn't work for you guys though.
Well, it doesn't work for anybody else, really. I mean, even the people trying to follow what he's doing, they're only getting limited success, and it's not
Exactly.
sustainable. It's going to last them a few months, and it's going to fizzle, and people are just going to remember all the negatives.
Yeah. So I mean, really, who's the fool and who's the one playing us?
Well, the one who's really winning is Eric.
Yeah. Well, the
Yeah.
thing
He's
is,
actually-
that's it. Go ahead.
No, I'm waiting on you.
We're waiting on you.
No, oh, okay. I was just gonna say the thing is well, he started with his art, but he was famous before he got really doing YouTube. He was famous through comics, and he just
Yeah, he
became
had
a
a
little
name.
bit more famous. He
Was he
became a
famous
little
or
bit more
just he just
famous,
had a-
hating on the
or-
youth.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Tim. What was your question?
Was he
comment?
famous or did he just had an audience? I mean, I could go up to some rando on the street and say Eric July, and they'd be like, "Who are you talking about?" I mean, there seems to be a
he was-
disconnect.
Well, it depends
There's-
what you call famous. Like, did he
Right.
have a large following? Yep. Did he appear on TV? Yep. Did he have some sort of music career? I suppose. I don't know how many albums he sold
Yeah,
since. Yeah,
no,
I mean, I
but
just
we're
don't.
talking about EBS.
Well,
Yeah, I
EBS has
think
only
he
been
was
what, a
famous.
comic book artist and-
Yeah, but I think he was famous among comic book.
Oh yeah,
in the
certainly.
comic book
In
world.
fact, to this day, I've mentioned him to friends. Like, hey, Chris, what's going on? Oh, I don't know. EBS is fighting with Eric July, and I know EBS, Green Lantern, and I'm like, yeah, Green Lantern. I don't go into the whole. Well, there's this thing called Cyberfrog. Have you heard of it? Because it's not my place to, promote EBS, but that's what most of the people that I've talked to remember him as, Green Lantern or Flash.
Yeah.
I almost never hear, oh yeah,
Yeah.
Cyberfrog.
I remember Cyberfrog briefly advertised in, I think, a Wizard magazine, like way back when. I thought, oh, that looked cool, but I didn't really think much about it afterwards. So I've already heard about Cyberfrog.
I didn't even know his DC run because I was a Marvel guy. So like, by the time he did the X-Men, I think I wasn't even reading Marvel. I was in my grown-up stage and just avoiding comics for, I think, 15, 20 years. Not because I didn't like them, but because I kind of, I was raising a kid. I went to work. It was the normal thing for a comic book fan to kind of grow out of it. And when I came back to it, when I was that age, I got Iceman 1. And Captain Marvel won, one of the many number ones, and some monstrosity of Guardian of the Galaxy. I mean, it wasn't the guys from the cart or from the movie. It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
you really picked those number ones, didn't you?
oh man, and it came in one of those multi packs. I was like, yeah, I'll get a multi. I used to love to get the multi pack because like you'd get the cool thing on the cover, which happened to be Iceman, and I thought, Iceman, how do you lose with Iceman, right? And I couldn't
Yeah.
see the other two, but I figured they can't be that bad.
Boy, were you wrong?
Well, Iceman was not the man I remembered. That was his first issue, which was of the Flaming Iceman, so to speak. And I was like, what the hell did I just pick up? So I put that book down in disgust and picked up Captain Marvel 1, and I was like, what? It was
It
basically
got
she went out
worse.
she went to outer space. She scared off some aliens and came back and did selfies for an interview with some girl at a high school. And I was like, what? This is not a comic. This is like, what? And the Guardians thing, I couldn't get through. It was weird. They had one of the members which stood out was Ghost Rider with an aquarium on his head, I guess, so his flame could keep burning in space. But I was like, yeah, I don't like this. This is
Sounds like
weird.
Cosmic Ghost Rider.
It must have been. I don't know, because I didn't. After reading the first two, I was like, no, this doesn't interest me at all. There's none of the characters that I was looking for from the TV or from the movie. And it was like, okay, here I'm going to be fair weathered, because I was never a Guardian fan way back when. It was just another group that I didn't collect from Marvel, because Marvel at one time, I think they were putting out like 90 books a month or something. It was, it was real easy to buy what you wanted and just ignore 2/3 of what they sold.
Yeah, well, the same was true of DC too.
See, I wasn't even aware of it except for Superman and Batman and Flash. Those three, if I saw them on a spinner rack, I might pick it up. Batman
I
mostly
collected-
because it was cool, and Superman because I liked Kurt Swan.
I collected probably a little bit more of DC than Marvel, but I went to the comic shop pretty much.
Of course,
every
you
week
started
for
with
events.
Archie. Of course, you went to DC. A and then D and M is way down the line. But because I started at Marvel.
I think before Image Comics existed, I was a Marvel guy.
Yeah, well, that was Image Comics before Image Comics. Really, Marvel was like the Image Comics of the 60s. I mean, they weren't independent, but they were, the rough riding wranglers of the comic book wilderness.
Yeah.
And then just kind of wrote it for decades.
It was X-Force, Wolverine, and then Marvel Comics Presents. And
those were your favorite titles?
Well, those are the ones I went for, and then maybe when Jim Lee started doing X-Men, or maybe some Punisher comics here and there.
You're boring.
You're boring.
But, well, of course. Well, what got me going to the comic shops, actually, I think, was the fact that I was looking for stuff for, on the Death of Superman. So, I went in there, started getting stuff for that, and then other stuff by DC or Marvel came out.
See, mine. When I actually crossed over to DC for Superman was when John Byrne jumped ship. Because I basically bought whatever he was doing. Like, so I did Fantastic Four, I did X-Men, I did She-Hulk, I did Alpha Flight. And when he jumped to Superman, I was there. I was like, hell yeah, John Byrne, I'm the best superhero ever. I loved his Gladiator from I don't even know where the Gladiator was from. He was in Fantastic Four, he was in the X-Men. I mean,
he would have been probably more likely X-Men because he was part of the Shi'ar Empire, if I'm correct.
Oh no, I know, but there was a specific run with John Byrne. In fact, it's issue 250 where the Gladiator appears. And like I went out when I first got back into comics, we went by my old comic book shop, and Diane and I went in and I bought X-Men, or rather Fantastic Four 250, a reprint, and I was so happy with it because it was perfect, and it was everything I remembered. It cost me like $5 instead of 500, and it was beautiful.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I see, because I respect collectors, but I'm not a collector. I want the book. I don't necessarily need You know, the punch, I have the first issue from 1962. Although Iron Man, I would get the first issue if I could. Iron Man was my guy. Hey, look
Yeah.
at that. That's Jim Lee, man.
Your jam.
Yeah,
I actually think I have that one.
got this one. I think I got almost all the. I have almost
Spoiled
all,
cat.
This is pretty good.
You know, it's amazing because if Jim Lee
Wild
went
dogs.
I
There
think
we
he would
go.
have destroyed
Wild
everything.
dogs.
Although Image was independent, I don't know what I'm talking
This
about.
is one. This is one of the. This is would be the first one of the first issues of Image I got. I think I got it out of Thriftway, off the spinner rack.
What does the cats stand for anyways?
Covert-
CATS.
Covert Action Teams.
Teens.
Teams.
TEAM.
TAMS. You fool.
With an M.
Somebody should do a spoof. Wild dogs and they use the finger.
Then they did. I guess they did a crossover with Mark Silvestri. It was basically Wildcats versus Cyber Force.
Actually, I have a lot of these lying around. Original prints on those. And I didn't buy them when they came out. Somebody gave them to me.
This one.
My son.
Jim Lee and Chris Claremont teamed up again for Wildcats 10 through 12.
Man, Chris Claremont is one writer I would think about hiring if I could get my hands on him.
Yeah.
I love his writing books.
Unfortunately, by Wildcats number 50, they kind of wrote themselves into a corner.
Was that Chris's?
No, I think they changed teams. I think it was like Travis Sharist. Well, either way, they found out that the war on their home planet had been over for centuries, and the Damonites had been enslaved by them, and they go home and it's just I don't know. They also did like an all different Wildcats, but by issue 50 is like I guess they just kind of sputtered out. I think they did a few more different volumes. I even got the DC run, which I guess they ended that too.
Yeah, Jim hasn't had, for lack of a better word, a lot of what I would deem Jim Lee's success over at DC, even though he's a legend and a god of art. But he seems not to have had the X-Men hit or the Wildcat hit. You know,
honestly,
to me,
well, for me, I like the DC run of Wildcats, but they ended it. So I guess they. And I like Wildcats, so I like the whole premise. It was an alien war going on Earth, and they were descendants of the Cherubim fighting Damonites. And
why do I want to say I played the Wildcat video game?
I did too.
There was a Wildcat video game, 16-bit.
Yeah, for Super Nintendo.
Oh yeah, I remember it then.
I also played the Spawn one too.
Yeah, there's a lot of Spawn ones.
I didn't know was there a PlayStation one?
Yeah, and a PS2 one as well, and I think there was a GBA one. Of course, GBA is usually just a beat 'em up with a reskin of something. Do what?
Rick.
I said, was the game?
It was a joke. I missed the joke.
No, Rick. No. Just no.
The game was a real Hellraiser, though.
He felt violated after playing it.
I knew that was coming. Ah, shit.
No.
Spawn.
You're cloning.
Have
me.
you seen Todd lately? Todd looks old. Like all my heroes I've gotten ancient. Like I don't even know what John Byrne looks like. He's been hiding for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Hey, look at this. High tier comics. Muse Comics inner cover and page 1 are up. Preview page layouts coming soon. Hi tier. I'm not sure who you are, but welcome.
Yeah.
we talk comics.
Congratulations on your upcoming project, I guess.
Yeah, man. Is this going to be a crowdfunder or is it going straight through Patreon, online only, or no? Because you got pages, so that's got to be a book. Well, it doesn't have to be, but I'm hopeful. I like books.
Well, I think there's a preview on attached to that. So I guess if you want to see what it looks like before buying it.
Oh, very cool. Oh, hey,
check.
Tim.
Okay.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Hey, I got to tell you something that happened today. So I had a room full of kids, and they were all talking about the Great Cyclopean. Really cool feeling, right? One of them looks at me and says, "I want the books." I said, "Well, I have it for free on HeroShack.com." And I typed it right in, right there, and it came up on the screen. And he goes, "No, I want real books." I was like, oh man. In my head, I was like, I love these kids. I didn't say anything. I just said, well, you'll have to have mom and dad check it out. They're for sale. But yeah. I was like, you want what? You want real books. That makes me feel good because everything we hear from the quote unquote experts is it's all going to go digital. We've been hearing that for 10 years, 20 years. And the kids, these are 10-year-old kids telling me they want paper. I was like, oh, books are not going to die. There will still be people wanting books.
You know, I kind of find it funny because I think the experts they don't know everything.
No, and they're right. It's logical that the devices should be used for that. But kids understand the value of a book. They know the joy of holding that paper and looking at something that's not glowing. It's reflective paper. It's a different experience than looking at a screen that has a glow to it that your eyes are being burnt by. And I think it's great. I just giggled. I was so happy. I was like, the kid wants a book. And it kind of, it's kind of cool because offering them free kind of takes away that whole weird moment of, yeah, well, you can buy my books on Amazon. Like, it just makes it so front and forward, like sticking your chest out and going, yeah, it's right there. Check it out. And if you like it, then you buy it. And they're like, it changes the dynamic. Do you know what I'm saying?
Was that a remark about the fact that I'm selling Melvin number one?
This
on
is
Amazon?
tech from Lorenzo's show.
Yes, it's tech from yeah. No, what I'm saying is this is hopefully gonna work out to my favor because when I put the books up for free, Diana looked at me like I was nuts, and almost all our friends did. My daughter actually kind of supported the idea, Krista, which
I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah, thank you. And
yeah,
1 millionaire.
Same here.
1 millionaire said it was a good idea. So I was like, all right, here we go.
Why do you think Zed and Odysseus is going to be free with proof of purchase?
Because we're
address.
Right. We as collectively we can see free stuff does motivate people to do things. I hate to say that.
That's why I decided. That's why I was just looking at how many pages I had of Zed and Odysseus. I was like, you know what? Chris might be onto something. I need to make something free.
Try this out here. Miss Diana, can we give away issue 8 for free? Can the campaign be just sign up and get a free book? If you don't answer, that means, oh, darn, she heard me.
Don't
I'm sure at some point you will.
Yeah, at some point. No. If we ever get to a point where...
Well, Tim needs to get his own website for Velvet Comics.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And put it
or
up
even
on
Melvin.com.
Yeah.
But your own
his company's
website
called Melvin Comics, so it'd be more likely better to be.
But the thing about it is, and I know Rick has experienced this too. When you have your own website, for some reason, people out there look at you differently. Like, it's like, oh, you're not just a Facebook page. And that's not a knock on people who just use Facebook, because to be honest, websites are a waste of time. But when you have one, it changes like the way people look at you, even if they never use it, even if they only go to Twitter and Facebook. If you have like velvetcomics.com, they remember that and they're like, well, he's somebody. He's got his own domain. It's ridiculous. It's all perception. Like,
a little bit,
like I work on my website. I try to make it look nice, but like, I also know 90% of the people that I deal with will never actually go there.
unfortunately, I don't work on mine as much as I should.
Well, when I
Well, of
say
course.
work on it, we update it like once a month. Yeah, Tim.
Of course, my books are
I'm
you can
lucky if
view
I have
them
to update it like once every 6 months.
on Critical Blast or blastcritical.com.
Now, see what I would like to do if I was your advisor is I would like to recommend purchasing velvetcomic.com or something that's unique and having it point to that same page. You can do that too. So like maybe even Tiny URL could do it for like much simpler, but basically you get a personal domain and you point it at the Critical Blast page that you want.
Yeah, that's
And
that's in the works.
Oh, good, man. Because I'm like, okay, so if you've got a good page that's being managed for you already, just point a domain there. That's almost exactly the same thing as a website, and it's probably more productive in the long run.
Right. But what's immediate is Zen of Odysseus #1, which will hopefully encourage people to buy Melvin #1 special edition. And next week also be available is Melvin #2 special edition. So to all the haters out there, suck it.
Well, what are they? What you mean lollipops, right?
Yeah. Well, the other thing, Tom, Tim, that you got to be careful when you're offering something free. You got to count the cost for it. You know, Chris offering a digital copy of the books for free doesn't cost him anything really because
Right.
it's on the website.
Positive.
Right.
But I'm sure Tim's got it all
Talking
scaled
in
out.
digital. Are you just talking digital or physical?
No,
copy?
he's sending a book out, man.
It's only
He's sending a
14
real book.
pages, dude. It's not going to be it's not
Yeah, but
like a
it's still
400-page book.
True, but it will still cost a couple bucks to print, and then
I
it costs,
would recommend not doing the
couple
gold
bucks
leaf
to
thing.
send.
No gold leaf. Okay.
Yeah,
No gold leaf.
you might. It's up to you, obviously, but I might suggest just offering it as a free digital.
People like to hold physical media, Rick.
I think you should
Yeah, I get that.
I think
I
the cover
get
should
that,
cost.
and and I'm one of those too. But at the same time, you're only making how much? Not that you know offhand, but you're probably only making a couple bucks per book. Offering it free, you end up not making anything per book, and giving them a physical copy.
I know how he's going to answer that, even though he's not answering it. You want to hear it? Because I think I said something like this similar the other night, and he said, you've got to break a couple of eggs to make an omelet.
This is true.
This is true.
I knew it.
But I
Don't
get
kill
where
the
he's
chicken
coming
to lay
from.
the egg.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously it's up to Tim what he does. I'm just, I get some throw my 2 cents in or whatever, and I can't force him to do anything. I'm just trying to give him to look at another perspective. And I'm not saying not give it away for free. It's just how he's giving it away for free, I guess I'm suggesting. So, he actually
The incentive is that I'm trying to entice people to buy a book.
Yeah, and I get
does
that.
come down to building a brand too. Like, I do know if you pull it off successfully and people like it, they'll remember that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, whenever we've done anything that reached out and really touched people, they remember, and it's like, holy cow! Like, you don't know just how much things are affecting people. Like the impact. Like I have a habit of impacting Hero Shack in a negative way. Because like I'll get in these silly debates online with like the comic skaters or the anti-comic skaters or July or anti-July, and all it does is because I'm arguing it hurts. No matter, you can be dead right, but it hurts your reputation. It hurts your spread.
Yeah, and here's I don't hate CG. I think sometimes and in some cases CG and anti-CG can be equally as disgusting.
Yep.
But one of the negative things about the pro CG people is that they all seem to think that the way to do it is to do it the way Ethan does it. And no, that works for Ethan. It
Well,
doesn't work for
I
you.
gotta say something though. I love 99.9% of the CGers I've met. None of them
They're
have been
nice people. Yeah.
right. The thing that hurts CG is all the silly stuff at the upper end, and it's not
Yeah.
just EBS, but it's mostly EBS. And then like you got guys like Malin who do some things that really draw some ire, and I don't
Yeah.
know. The right now
Yeah.
the satellites rotating around those guys. You know the
Unfortunately, because
Riley
of the
and
big name,
what's that?
I was just saying, unfortunately, because of the big names, you hear about the crap that they do that affects us more than
Yeah.
Well,
like
yeah, when
somebody like
EBS
you or
posts
me.
something,
Well,
when
Rick,
EBS
here's
posts something, go ahead, Tim.
Rick. You can either be a wolf or you can be a sheep and follow the herd. Which is it?
Yeah,
You know, that's why I say people think for yourselves and go find something that
yeah.
works for you.
I tell
Don't
you what,
always.
you beat the crow and you fly above them and poop on their heads.
I may be wrong, but I just like I have so many people they say, well, they think you're crazy if you suggest another way.
Yeah. I noticed you're sensitive about that, but like I'm kind of brain dead when it comes to another way. Like I think I almost enjoy like being the contrarian sometimes. Because when people say, "Oh, you can't do it that way," that's the first way I want to do it. And I'm like,
I
"What do
know,
you
and
mean I
I'm
can't
the
make a
same way,
comic?"
bro.
Yeah, it's like
I'm the same.
I can't draw comics while riding a bike. Oh, watch me try.
Right. It's just that I just think that people are just you can either be a sheep or a wolf. Which one are you?
I
Yeah,
don't think I'm either. Diana can probably testify to that because the only
you
time I
need to
get
be
a
somewhere in
killer
between.
yeah, I think
A
I am. I'm
sheepish
more like
wolf?
I'm more like a German Shepherd. Like if someone is a true leader, I tend to follow behind them. Like I don't mind taking ranks behind someone who can really lead, but you also always have to be ready to take that role. Like I'd probably be more like what's his face from Avengers.
How about a sheep dog?
No, no, no. You know that one guy
You get
who
your
got
orders from the
no. Hang on,
human,
I
and
gotta
then
get
you
this
herd
name
the
right.
sheep.
The guy who was the assistant to Nick Fury got shot by Loki. It
Oh,
was in the
Coulson.
yes. I'm probably more like that kind of guy. Like I much prefer having a Nick Fury telling me to go get the hammer instead of like being the guy giving the orders. Because if I'm leading the way, we're gonna get lost, mofo's. I guarantee it.
Yeah, but Coulson was a leader in Agents of Shield, so he is a
Don't
leader in his own
complicate
right.
this. Yes, well, I did say I could take the lead if I had to. I just don't. I would rather have Nick Fury do it. What the heck? He's got more money. He's got a better salary. He's got one eye. I like one eye guys.
I see.
It's funny. There was a woman online, and she called herself a real life Cyclopean, right? Or Cyclops. So I sent her a link, and I said, "Hey, I'm gonna follow you just because you said that." And it turns out she has one eye. I had no idea. It didn't even occur to me. Like she really lost an eye. And I was like, oh, but she was like, I really like your character, so I'll follow you back. And I'm like, okay, I'm glad that didn't blow up in my face because I had no idea. I was like, you're a real life Cyclopean. That's cool. What's that about? Oh, I lost my eye. Oh.
Did you not figure that one out?
I did not think about it. I was like, that's so cool. A living Cyclopean. What's that mean? It means I got one eye. Oh, I had an uncle with a glass eye. Does that count? Those were the good old days when people used to have fireworks blow up and they lost body parts and eyes. I had several uncles that were missing fingers or
If you
facial.
wanted to be a real jerk, you could go, "Oh, I see."
Yeah.
Hey, Cyclops still see. Cyclops can still see.
They just
they're
they
just
lose
not
depth
very deep.
Yeah. I did you see that I showed off some of the new art coming in Cyclopean 8.
No.
Yeah,
and-
it's with apparently it seems like a frog of some sort.
Oh yes, that's the Kung Fu fighting fiber frog. I'm very proud of him too. He's kicking major ass in this book. and I am having a lot of fun with it. I was tempted to make I equal
Okay,
some
he's cooking.
and Fiber Frog fight, but I don't think I'm going to do it because that's too cheap and everybody will expect it.
He's kicking major ass. Who's this character, Major Ass?
Well, at this point, it's so Tim noted that I equal some was about to eat his fist. That literally came out of a panel where the truck is upside down, the truck they were driving in, and Fiber Frog takes it and slams it down on top of Cyclopean with the guys inside the cab. Cyclopean was in the back, of course.
Oh my god, you need to have Fiber Frog versus I equal some.
Oh, I'm trying not to give in to that, man. That's so.
Dude, that would be that you need to do that.
You want to
need to
show
do
this
it.
art that you shared wherever? Because I didn't see
Hang
it.
on,
Yeah.
I can show it, but without music, because I did it in the opening in the pre-show, and I made the video,
Oh,
but I
okay.
haven't put it up yet. Hang on, let me grab it. Dun 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 dun. Miss Diana's really quiet. I hope she's okay.
Well,
I kind of guilted
no, I
her
know
into being.
Timothy wouldn't have checked this. I know Timothy wouldn't have checked this out and probably won't check this out. But what have you checked out my video where I showed off some stuff where I was messing around with the AI trying to make Canadian Shield?
Oh, you were making Canadian Shield with AI art?
Yeah.
You probably
Did it
did
work?
it successfully.
I got some good results, but not complete. No.
Let me guess, it didn't.
And it was actually I did it live.
It didn't exactly give you what
What
you
was that,
wanted,
Tim?
huh? It didn't exactly give you what you
No.
wanted, huh? Exactly my point.
I was slowly getting close, mind you, but yeah. It was fun.
Is
I
it a
did
lot
it
of work
live
to
on
make it work?
air. Oh, in a lot of ways, yeah, because you got to figure out the
Somebody made a pretty
wording
good.
of everything.
Somebody made a pretty good point about AI art, right? You didn't make that art, Rick. You go to a store, you buy pre-made dinners. You didn't make that dinner. All you did is reheat it.
I think to
No.
make the analogy complete, though, it has to be more like you order a dinner from Uber and you choose all the parts and all the pieces, but like it comes in and you serve it up like dinner to your family, but it's like you didn't really make it. You ordered it and you said what you wanted. Although AI art, it sounds so hard to even say.
It's an oxymoron.
Yeah, but I mean the thing about it is it's all about the prompts, I guess. So in itself, there'll be a craft formed, but it's not going to be art. It's more like a science. What words do you use to get the thing
Yeah,
you're
and
looking for?
and then the thing is, it's limited too because I was putting stuff in that wasn't, as far as I'm concerned, wasn't even problematic for getting an image, a bad image, and yet it's like, oh, can't do that because things aren't right. Like I had tights in there, white tights or white spandex, and it's like, oh, sorry, there's something wrong with this.
The bulge
This is
in the
not going
costume
to.
is making me uncomfortable.
Spandex
Me
is a
too.
copywritten name. You cannot use a trademark from another company. I don't know if that was it. I'm making that up.
Well, like I said, tights as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
tights.
it
Yeah.
doesn't matter though. You yourself didn't make that. The computer did it for you. You didn't make it. You can say whatever you want, but you didn't make that.
Well, the other thing that's weird
Well,
is,
yeah,
and this
and
breaks down into a
Yeah,
lot of
you
ways,
didn't make it.
but in the same way, it's like hiring a freelance artist, even though that is handmade. But in other ways, this was something that was getting me. There's a controversy brewing about using photo reference. And I was like, in a way, like I have to look at something if I want to make an accurate drawing of it. But in the end, it's all in an attempt to make AI art acceptable. And I don't think I'll ever accept it. I will for silly little things like little ads or whatever. Like I love it when people make these memes out of it, like a fat Eric July
yeah.
or whatever. But
As
yeah,
I
go on.
But as I said in it, like I'm never going to use it to make my comics, but it's fun to play around with to do what I'm doing, try and see whether I can make the Canadian Shield out of it.
It's
You
good to
know,
it's good to use
with the
for like
prompts and all that.
concept. It's fun. I do find it useful for conceptual art, but never for the actual finished product.
Although that's where
Yeah,
it's going. Marvel and DC are probably 5 years, in my opinion, away from doing it all computer.
because
They're going to have people who know how to use the prompts, and that's all
because
it's going to be.
Because they're a corporation and they don't care
yeah,
about
but
actually making things.
Yep, exactly. We went through this already with
like
animation, remember?
Yep.
But I'll tell you, the thing that, like I started out with, a little sentence. My first sentence was literally to see whether it would, go and look my stuff up or whatever. I put Canadian Shield by Cross Comics and didn't even come close to mine, although it came up with some neat stuff, mind you, on that prompt. And then, of course, I get like this huge paragraph worth of stuff just to try and even get close.
I wonder why they don't have it more specific. Like, I'm waiting for a program that I can literally say, okay, here's my artwork, or here are my comic books. Now, AI, I want you to look at everything I've drawn, and I will assign names for it. And then I want to make a cartoon. I want Cyclopean to run through the streets of New York. Okay, I want to change the camera. You know what I mean? Like, if AI can do that, then I can see how it's gonna like permeate through all stuff.
Do you know how word search engines work?
Sure.
They focus on certain words, and everything in the list of things to choose from are from words you typed in. That's how AI works. That's why it doesn't know what you are, who you are. If you say Rick Piper is Canadian Shield, it doesn't know who Rick Piper is, so it's going to come up with pipes and
Right. But what I'm saying is
right.
I want them to give me an AI that I feed everything I want it to know. And based on what I tell it, like, so like I want them to be able to grab all 7 issues of the Great Cyclopean, scan it for the one-eyed guy, and then say, okay, I have an understanding of the model. What do you want me to do with it? And then be able to recreate it, because it only knows my art style. It would only have my art style. And then I could say something like, make him go over and buy a hamburger, and have him, based on my artwork, generate have the AI generate an environment. That's when I'm going to be tempted in using it.
I don't want to use it.
Yeah.
I do for cartoons.
He didn't say he would. He just said be tempted.
I would love to. No, honestly, if it came down to that for animation and I could literally grab my own artwork and not pull from a database, I might try that, because that might be really cool. Like, especially for, I don't know, a comic book trailer. I'm thinking about doing a live action one for the Great Cyclopean, but I don't know.
I would like to learn rotoscoping and have actors act out the scenes and then just have it animated over.
Yeah, that is a cool way too. And I've always been a fan of that, even since like Prince of Persia. I didn't know how Disney did it until much later. But remember Prince of Persia, the video game?
Yeah.
That was all primitively rotoscoped. The guy literally took pictures of his brother jumping and running, and then drew those into the computer animation.
Oh wow. Oh, and
That's why the
that's how
animation is so
He-Man was
unique.
done as well.
Yeah, yeah. It's
And of
a
course, there
cool
was other
thing.
stuff before then too that was done that way. I
Well, I
don't
want to
think
say a
He-Man was
lot
the
of the
first.
classic Disney stuff was like, I think a lot of Snow White was rotoscoped. Not the dwarfs per se, but I think Snow White, when she was dancing, they had some sequence. I'm sure there were other movies that did it though through them. There was one of their many marvelous techniques from Disney. Back when Disney was different. It's changed a lot since.
Back when they gave a damn.
Somebody did, didn't they? I mean, I think they give a damn now. I just think they're caring about the wrong things.
Well, yeah, they don't care about making a good product. They just care about their agenda.
Yeah. But I want to believe somewhere in their heart they believe their agenda is right, even if they're wrong. I don't want to believe that people are like just wicked and evil. I hate that thought. I
Well,
hate it.
I think people don't realize, or they forget, these corporations don't give a shit about you. They just want your money.
Yeah, it's. I
Oh,
guess
you
it's.
don't care that we're ruining Star Wars? Well, f you. That's pretty much their attitude. So why care about them? I don't.
Well, that's part of the thing. Like, I don't know what you guys do about it, but like literally, I avoid Disney like the plague. I know my wife doesn't, but she's not particularly upset about anything they do. But I think like like a lot of the people, the Friday Night Tights type of crowd, that like every Marvel and Star Wars movie, they're the first one in line to go, so they can come out going, "Ooh, I hate it. Ooh, it was woke and it sucked." And I'm like, and you just paid $12 to get in, and another $20 for food, and now you're whining about it, and you're gonna make thousands of bucks because you're whining off of it. It's like
Yeah.
a self-fulfilling like cottage industry.
Well, I mean, was it geeks and some gamers or something like that?
Right.
That's all they do
Geeks
is
and gamers.
all they do is complain about stuff like that. It's like, I don't care. I don't care anymore.
Hey, did you hear what they did to the Power Rangers today? They put them in Nikes. Can you believe it? Oh, the horror. Yeah, I know. They're it's like what?
After a while, it's like, I don't care what they do. I care about what I do. I care about what independent creators do. I don't care about the whole acolyte Star Wars thing, or
Well, the funny thing is I saw the trailer and I was like, whatever. It looks like another Star Wars Disney thing. I didn't even
Yeah.
know it had like a trans lead and stuff. And then that was like the big thing. And I just kind of went, I don't
Oh, neither
care.
did I.
Like I'm not going to watch any of this. So it doesn't matter to me. Like there comes a point where, okay, I get like super serious fans hating it. But these guys that are complaining, like, I don't know, they're kind of like the people who say, if so and so becomes president, I'm moving to Canada.
Yeah,
They
well,
never do.
it's just as bad as the people who complain about, oh, you don't like the movies, and they complain about that, or people aren't watching our movies, so they're racist.
Yeah.
It's
I
just like,
love that one.
yeah, it's just like, okay, I don't care about those people, and I don't care about the people complaining about the movies. I'm not going to go watch them
Right.
voluntarily. Yeah.
Well, like I'll go if Diana drags me, but she knows we don't go to Disney productions. Sometimes we get fooled. Stephen King put out a movie, and I guess Disney has like this horror distribution company now or something. And so we went to it.
Oh, they've had that for a long time.
Oh, but it was horrible. And I had no idea. So we went, and it was literally the worst Stephen King movie I've ever seen. It was based on some small short story he had done, and it was expanded, and it was just, I don't know. Even Diana was kind of like, and she usually loves those kind of movies. It had every trope.
Yeah,
Like,
but
go ahead.
I was just gonna say Disney's had the horror things for a long time. They did The Crow, the original Crow movie.
Shut up.
Awesome.
No way. They did not do that movie. I thought that. Well, you mean they own the company
One of their
that did it?
subsidiaries did that.
Right.
Well, that's not quite the same, though.
But it I know what Rick is saying, and they're
uh,
rooted to it. But that just makes me a little ill. Now I know why Brandon died. Those bastards.
That had such good, except for that one line where that Nero character said, "One of my crew got perished."
You didn't like that line? I thought that was great.
That was a terrible line. Who talks like that?
Well, that guy was so irritating, though. It's like, yeah, I could see him saying something asinine like that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. People don't say, well, oh yeah, he so and so died in a car crash. He got perished.
One of my guys just got perished.
I hate that line.
Somebody might say they perished in a car crash.
Yeah, but he meant like, oh, one of my crew. Well, he, instead of saying one of my crew was killed, he said one of my crew was perished. That's a stupid line. End of story.
What was your favorite line? You were going to say your favorite line from.
Oh yes,
that way, yeah.
One of my favorite lines is, "They're all dead. They just don't know it yet."
Yeah. My favorite was always the It can't rain all the time.
That's
Eric.
that's a good one.
But I always remember the little girl saying Eric when it's spoken. And
What
she
about
like
when he's squeezing the morphine out of that one lady's arm?
oh,
He's like, he said, "Mother is the name of God on the lips of children."
yep.
I thought that sounds crazy, but so cool at the same time.
I loved the just the pussy look of all that crap coming out of her. And then the next day she's making eggs for her daughter. Yeah, baby, the crow got to you. But now they're making a new crow and he looks like a heroin addict with bad tattoos.
No, even the guy who made the original movie slammed it.
Well, I mean, hey, it's for a new crowd. It's going to be a diversified movie.
Well, maybe they'll have that. Maybe they'll have the main character die the same way as Brandon Lee.
Oh, no, they can't. They've already shot it.
Oh, damn it!
They got the sequel, right?
Yeah. Oh no, we're complaining about movies.
Well-
We become geeks and gamers.
Well, let's talk about video games. Those woke folks over at Sweet Daddy. Oh no, Sweet Baby, right? That's the one that was all.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
That was about supposedly a company that goes in and advises on scripts and storylines. They'd be the ones to say, you know, really, a woman should lead this military brigade, don't you think?
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, they do that kind of stuff. So they got caught with their hands in the cookie jar, more or less. Somebody found video of them talking about terrorizing the executives to get their way. And then they, of course, said, we don't have that kind of power, but all their games are woke. And yeah, they have that kind of power.
I wonder if that video is on YouTube. I'm gonna look.
Yeah, I can't remember her name, but I saw it on Twitter, so I'm sure it's on YouTube. Basically, it's just, we look at
taking off.
Yeah, I see that. We look at it and we get kind of like, oh, they have advisors doing that, but the right wing has the same thing. Like the conservatives have their advisors who would go, I don't think you should have those lesbians in this show. Get them out of there. So the lesbians suddenly become sisters, like in what was it? Sailor Moon. Is that what happened? They had like a lesbian relationship in Japan and they became sisters in America.
The Sailor not Venus, Neptune and Uranus.
You know what? This is a family show, Rick. You Neptune, my what? No, I get you. I guess it doesn't carry the same humor in Japan like that. I bet you that name was totally innocent in Japan, whereas everybody in America goes,
Well,
or
you're
in the
right.
West.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you got to remember they're named after Sailor Moon, of course. She's named after her moon, but the rest of them are named after planets in our solar system.
I remember my science class, they were trying to teach us Uranus. Uranus. It's not Uranus, it's Uranus. That didn't work. That was back
because
in the
they
80s.
didn't. They didn't do that in mine, but of course, there's that joke.
Well, it never worked for them because anytime we watched the class movies or videos, they'd wheel in the big old VHS with the 19-inch TV, and it would say the solar system contains Uranus. Everybody in the class, of course, because they would say it right. We were supposed to say Uranus. Okay. Funny teacher, you. The things the schools do to us.
Yeah, I forget what that. I know there's a joke about. I know that there's a joke about Klingons and somebody's butt. I forget exactly how it goes, but the punchline is supposed to be they both have like Klingons circling Uranus.
Oh no. I don't even want to know the joke now. I'm like, no, that's got to be bad. Rick's going to get a strike.
No, it's just,
trouble would be his joke.
It's not that bad. It's like Klingon circling Uranus. Some Klingons,
Is it possible we could reach through the screen and just slap him one time?
It is, but then Trudeau would like take our hand.
As long as he slaps Rick with it, that's okay. But he better not doing
What
anything
was
else.
that,
With it.
Tim? I didn't.
I think you might have roboted out.
I didn't catch what Tim said
I said as long
about
as
Trudeau.
Trudeau
You roboted out on me. Probably not anybody else, but
as long as Trudeau slaps you with my severed hand and doesn't do anything else with it, that's fine.
jeez, every time.
What if he makes love to your severed hand?
Okay.
Then I'm gonna have to.
Where did
declare
you
war
get
on
this?
him.
How did you get a severed hand here, Timothy? I
We
didn't
were
hear that
slapping
part.
you through the screen, and Trudeau took our hands. We were reaching through the screen and slapping you, and I said, "But Trudeau would take our hands." So
You
if he
notice how
took
his
our
screen
hands,
froze?
yeah. Well, it's interesting.
mean,
He's
like-
being censored. The Canadian censors. Right now, he's cussing us out. Wait, he's back. Oh, that stung. It sounds good, man. That's a good slap. Although it's funny, even your timing is off from your sound. I just realized that. Like when you hit, we hear it like a split second before we see it.
Well, yeah, I can find that video that you're talking about. I mean, I typed and I was like, I can't find any of it. They were talking about it, but
I'll find it, man. I'll send it to you. It's in my Twitter somewhere. My replies. I have to go down a day or two, I'm sure, which is a lot. It's because I reply to almost everything.
you did.
People say stuff to me, and I just, yeah. Somebody said I wrote something about they were upset about something happening in the trans argument or something, and I said, well, a lot of people in the world are rejecting the trans lifestyle, whether the trans people admit it or not. And somebody was like, oh, you made up some fantasy to get around an uncomfortable topic. So I just replied, well, I do wonders with silly putty too. It's like just stupid stuff, but I reply to everything, which I need to learn not to. That's how Eric July became hated. What's that?
And you should tell them project much.
Yeah, no, I never use that one because it's so overused. But yeah, it's like, oh, okay. And I don't want to argue with trans people, but they always want to argue with me. Like they find out that I don't necessarily subscribe to what they're saying, and they get very upset. And I'm like, why are you upset? It's just a difference of opinion. I'm not trying to kill you, cancel you, or change you. And really, I don't even disagree with them. It really comes down to the issue of kids and how far, it should go before they're adults. I figure in my head, it's really come down to, if they're going to do this to themselves, they kind of are ending their line, like they can't reproduce. So it's, not, it's just an ugly situation. There's no way for that to be the survival path of humanity. It just biologically is impossible. It doesn't work that way. When people get married.
Yeah, but somehow they think, we'll evolve beyond it.
Well, I know a lot of
If
them are
given enough
believing that
time.
science. Yeah, they think science is going to be able to create ways to do all sorts of things. I heard one scholar suggest that surgery is going to start being able to be developed beyond human organs. For instance, what if you had interchangeable parts that you could plug in and out of your body? Or what if you could make your private parts look like flowers? And they had all these creative ideas, and I was like, this is like Satanism 101. Like, how can we manipulate the human body for the most pleasure and beauty? Our surgeons will be able to do wonderful things. Yeah, go ahead.
Part of that will just make you a cyborg. And if you try to make your private part, especially if you're a guy, look like a flower, the problem with that is it ain't going to fit where it's supposed to go.
In theory, but what if they've changed the other person's too? It's really what they were talking about.
Yeah, but then you're gonna have to find the person that they changed that it will fit your thing.
Yeah,
Right
it was
now,
just disgusting
right
though.
now, all the males of the species fit the females of the species.
I just know a lot of it was just disgusting, and I was just like,
Yeah.
it was one of those videos where I thought about clipping it, and I said, nope, nope, I don't really want to see this live again. I'm done. That's weird. I don't, like the scary thing is if we exist another 500 years, I could see science doing crazy stuff like that because
Or maybe trying to, but
science has hey, good night, good stuff. It seems not to have the morals that we all wish it did.
Did it
You know,
ever?
like,
good night. You mean hello? You mean hello? Good stuff.
oh, he said
Diana's not
hi. I
here.
thought he
Good
said
stuff.
good night. I can't see without my glasses. Hi, good stuff. How are you doing, bro? So,
Although he is spelling hi wrong, it's like he's hi,
well, and I've been wearing glasses that I don't have with me
or
right
he's
at
up
the
real
moment.
high.
But I've been using readers because I'm nearly blind right now. Yes, you can, Tim. Come on anytime. And you
No,
can
I'm
come
not
on.
talking to you. I'm talking
There you go.
to good stuff. Let me make me more specific.
I think
Rick,
you just
can he get on your show to promote his book too?
Yeah. Well, he's been on to promote 3. I get he can know he knows he can come on anytime to, I guess, promote. Well, we're talking about whatever.
I don't know. I like having other creators on with me. I want to start doing more videos with the other people. I got Devil Flyers, and I don't know when I could do yours, Tim. I know I saw your message. I haven't answered it because I'm like, oh my god, maybe. It's just,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
if
I like having people on. Sorry, Tim. I mean, Chris. Go ahead.
no, you're fine. You're fine.
No, I was talking over you. I accidentally talked over you.
I don't
Go
even
ahead.
remember what I was saying. Actually, what happened was my pen dropped and I went to reach for my mouse and I see that they're booked through May. That's curiously cool. Like, I don't know. I've never done the show where I like book people, but Diana does. And it always blows my mind because people actually like will keep their appointments. Diana's like, yeah, I talked to the last one was Eric, remember? And like it all worked out. I was like, wow, that's cool as shit. Eric is actually the guy that I'm building one of the newer characters off of his creation, which is interesting.
Cool.
I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Actually, Tim, you should actually not wait till June to ask. You should be asking to get booked in June for now. Now,
No,
or in
I
June.
can't ask in June because I'll be down in Texas, so I can't do that.
Oh, you can't do a show in June.
My little brother's getting married in June, so I'm going to be going down there.
Is he marrying
for the whole month?
a little woman?
Oh, I guess she's shorter than he is.
So they're two little people?
No, he's not. He's like 6 foot something. He's taller than
he's-
me. I'm like 5'8".
He's skinny then.
Yeah, well, he's also a vegetarian.
You called him little.
Well, he's 8 years younger than me.
So you got to be big.
So, Tim, are you going down for all of June? Do you know when you're going down for in June, or?
Yeah, I don't know the date yet, so.
Oh well, I would say
waiting.
find out the date, try and book either just before that or just after.
Well, before June, Timothy. Hell, start scheduling in a few weeks. Don't wait too long.
Okay.
Yeah, otherwise you have to do July or August.
Right. I'll have to. I'll bug you again before, like around May.
April showers bring May flowers.
I probably would bug him in April because he's saying a few weeks, so I figure sometime in April is when they're going to start booking June.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then in April, then.
I would send like lots of gifts to the guy that does the scheduling. You know, like um, gift certificates to his mailbox so he remembers who you are. You know, like to the local, shop.
Yeah. Good stuff. Just saying basically what I said. If you wait till June to remind me, it'll be a while.
You know, it's funny. I was gonna say order them pizza, but then like you'd kind of have to dox somebody to order them pizza. So that's probably not the best bet. You don't want to go doxing people. April, are we talking about the turtles now? Because I don't like what they did to
Dillard
me.
ordered me.
He ordered you pizza?
No, yeah, Dillard ordered me pizza once. Me and my mom pizza.
Yeah, I've done it once for somebody too. My sister, and I surprised them. You know, like I think it was her birthday or something, and I sent her a delivery pizza, prepaid and tipped and all that. But
Yeah.
yeah, if you don't know the guy though, it's kind of weird. You know, I got to get your address so I can send you pizza. Ha ha. I'd be like, I don't know. I don't eat pizza sent from.
My dad always tells me the story about how they, when he was in school, how they pranked one of his friends. Now in Bremerton, I guess in the '60s, there was no, you couldn't go have anything delivered. It was if you got a pizza, it was from a pub, and usually it was the price of the pizza plus cab fare. So what they did was they ordered a bunch of pizzas to be delivered at a friend's house at 11 at night when they were sleeping. So I guess he told him like a few months after, and he goes, "Oh, thanks a lot. I got grounded because of you."
You
Well,
evil people, you.
that's funny.
Good stuff says, oddly enough, we have a lot of people waiting on the show, laugh out loud.
Wanting on this show.
Oh, wanting. Good. Wanting, waiting. They're waiting to be wanting on the show.
Wait to pull a Rex.
What's up with Rex? I love Rex. Rex is a nice guy.
Rex is a good guy, but you can't read worth crap.
Oh, well, we already proved I can't. Good stuff came in and said hi. I'm like, yeah, good night, buddy. He's what? I really need my readers, but I really don't know where I put them down. So I'm not going to worry about it because it's like, it's already almost over. By the time I get readers, I'll be done. But I'm excited.
Says, Rex erections can't read chats. Yep. That's for sure.
How are we supposed to
interpret
what that even means?
No, you don't. You just go, okay.
My brain just like, I ain't even touching that one. Next.
Yeah.
Well, I know what I would think it means, but I'm not going to necessarily say it. And that body part cannot read.
I don't think he plays with erector sets. Erector, right? That's a typo for erector sets. Remember those, the toys?
Yeah.
Please tell me yes. That'll just make me feel better.
Well, there's something similar called Robotniks.
Ooh, Robotniks is interesting.
They had the best opening for our cartoon ever.
Any building or anything that you built up is erected, so it could be an erection by you.
Can we get Rick to stop, please?
The only thing I could do is boot him, but I'm afraid like it'll break his connection. It's Canada. You got to be delicate with that thing. So I'm surprised it's working so well. Did you guys upgrade the modem?
No.
Is it still dial-up?
Not to my knowledge. Yeah.
No, they took two sticks and they rubbed together to start a fire, and then they prayed to the god of the internet to let them on.
It's done by smoke. There's like one puff for a 1 and no puffs for a 0, and they're sending binary code across the mountain to a guy on top of a mountaintop who's pressing a little telegraph thing that's going into a database that's transcribed and making all of Rick's video and audio, which is why he occasionally freezes.
They're using the blackest magic.
Yeah, it's worse than Twitter. I told somebody that Twitter is the source of digital black magic. Or not Twitter, I'm sorry, TikTok. We were arguing about the TikTok legislation or the debate thereof, and I was like, yeah, Twitter is like the dark black magic of the internet. It's consuming a whole generation with stupid thought. And of course, you know what the generation that is being consumed had to say? Nuh-uh. Look, Rick froze again and again. It's like a bad Super Nintendo game with bad frame rate. That was a bad example. That had pretty good frame rates for most part. And N64 was incredible with Resident Evil. Compressed all that video in there in a little tiny cart because Nintendo was too stubborn to put a real disk drive in their systems.
Yeah, well, they did that, I think, because at the time it wasn't quite reliable, so they wanted to make sure it was more reliable. That's what I remember hearing.
I think they only did it because they're stubborn and they didn't want to like go with the flow. They liked the thought of being more piracy preventive. But now it's to a point where if they put it out, disk, download, wherever, hackers can get right into it and just adapt it to anything they want. So the medium now is less important than ever. But really, they could have done so much better with a DVD drive. Sony made so much money just by putting that in their machine, you know? I know that's why we finally
Yeah.
got a PlayStation
Well,
2.
still, yeah, but so the thing is, Nintendo, I think, almost inevitably always sells good or half decent or even great, depending. You know?
Well, they've had some down years. GameCube was really down for them. Virtual Boy was horrible.
Yeah,
And the Wii
they've had
was
a
awesome.
couple.
The Wii U went down big time, and there was actually a lot of chatter in Japan about how bad it had done. And speculation was,
Yeah, it
oh
seems
God,
like
they're going to do this. Well, they thought they were going to do the Sega thing, you know, get out of hardware. A lot of analysts, and nope, the Switch came out. Boom, Nintendo hit, and this is a huge hit. Like 7 years, 126 million units or something like that. It's
Yeah.
freaking legendary, man. For an Android toy that has a different OS.
Yeah, but the thing is, it links up to, this little docking station and then it goes on your TV.
Yeah. So does my handheld emulator.
Yeah, well, not too many people have a handheld emulator either.
Well, and the other thing is too, it was doing that before everybody else was really doing it too. It really brought that as a function. Now you can, if you get like a $50 emulator, odds are it's either going to have a mini USB or a mini DVD or a USB-C with video. Because now the big thing is to take your handheld and plug it into your big, TV and, oh, look, it's big. I still like the handheld portion of it. I could care less about the big screen. I'll emulate with a real computer for that.
Yeah. Have a little bit more power.
Yeah. But it's funny because a lot of times it's just the emulator, and Android has some great emulators. Whereas the Mac OS is a little limited. Not totally. It's just because of the way Mac limits software being released. So, guys, I don't know about you, but I'm getting wiped, like falling asleep type.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Okay, yeah. Well, if you want to end the show,
Tim,
that's cool.
where have you been, brother?
Almost 10:30 for you.
I was originally just listening to you guys yammer on about stuff, but I was going to.
I thought you were gonna. I thought you were asleep, bro. Hi, welcome back.
I'm still here.
But I am gonna go. I'm wiped out.
Yes.
Let's promote.
Yes,
guys.
he's Dopey of the Seven Dwarfs, didn't you know?
Uh-huh.
Double meaning there.
Shush.
So,
Or is it triple
Rick
meaning?
Rick has got a book in function, but I don't think he's ready to promote it, right?
Well, not to sell or anything, but Canadian Shield 3 is being worked on. Hopefully, I'll have a page or two soon. That's the one thing that I don't like about this guy is I, send him a message and it's a few days before I hear from him.
Is he in Canada too?
No, he's in the States. He's actually in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, go pay him a
He's
go
in
pay him a visit there,
Massachusetts.
Chris.
It must be the translation from Canadian internet to New Hampshire, New England. New England, by the way, is just like 4 states. It's not like a new country.
Well, I mean, you might
You
have to go
sure?
pay him a visit and make him reply faster, Chris.
Do you know what town he's in?
Yeah, I do, but obviously I'm not going to say that on air. Although I'm not quite sure off the top of my head either. No.
Is it hard to say?
No,
Okay.
I know.
No, there are several towns that are uniquely hard to say. My hometown, Methuen, a lot of people get
Methuen?
stuck on. Haverhill gets people confused because it looks like Haverhill. Worcester looks like Worcester. Like when you read it, it doesn't look like the way it sounds at all. And there's a few of those in Massachusetts. It's kind of funny,
Well,
like in a stupid, funny way.
people who don't grow up in, I guess, in Idaho say Boise wrong. They all say Boise.
The Comic-Cons in Mass. I don't know. We start, we're attending shows soon. The schedule's on the website. Diana's basically doing at least one a month, and she's hitting a ton of small shows, including this like flea market thing that she's all excited about. She's going to get a table to one of these upcoming weekends, and I don't know. Supposedly the locals love it. They go there and buy all sorts of stuff, so she's pretty sure that it's going to turn into something awesome. Hey, what's up, Cap? So yeah, like I start talking about closing the show and we hear from Critical Blast and Captain Aura just like that. Hello, gentlemen. I don't know. Do we have anything else to talk about, guys? We didn't talk about Melvin
I
being
don't
sold
know.
at 3 different outlets.
Oh yes, I didn't know no one ever signals me to say it's my turn yet.
Yeah, you're smooth though. I thought you'd pick up.
Hey, Critical Blast. Hey, how's it going, RJ?
RJ, I'm
Melvin
actually
number
going to
one
that one.
Special edition is available on Walmart, Barnes and Noble, Amazon, and Powell websites. Brought to you by Critical Blast.
Very cool. Yeah,
Oh,
Plastic City is
and
going.
next week, Melvin 2 Special Edition should be going up. So watch out for that one.
Hey, Critical Blast, Tony.
Yeah,
And
no?
I should be getting the formatted file for Zen Odysseus number 1 Sunday.
It's kind of a cool time of the year because there's no football. You can actually do work on Sunday.
Yeah,
You're not a football fan, though, are you?
I love football.
Oh, shoot. I didn't know that.
Seattle all the way, baby.
Seattle, they still have a team?
Hell yeah, they do. They better not move it, or I'll bomb the whole place to Kingdom Come. Kidding.
No,
in Minecraft.
in
Minecraft.
I heard they were so mediocre that they slid them down to semi football.
I'm gonna have to make a trip to where you live. No related reason.
Hey, you should be laughing at me though. Have you seen the Patriots lately? Like we are totally decimated and rebuilding from the bottom up.
Who?
The Patriots, yeah.
I'm sorry,
yeah.
I've never heard of them.
They used to be somebody's. Now we have Gerard Mayo as a head coach. Nobody knows if he can do it. And we don't really have a quarterback. Our best one is Jacoby Brissett, and he's not very good. And we have Zappy still. We did trade Mac Jones. Ooh.
So are you saying New England needs to hold the Mayo?
Yeah, well, they're going to hold him all right. As he's rolled up in the fetal position crying because the team is so bad.
That's funny.
Rick's into football, right? You can just tell. Look how excited he is. I bet you're a Chicago Bears fan. You look like a Bears fan.
The Bears.
All
No, I'm a
disgruntled.
Tiger Cats fan.
Who?
Is that Canadian football?
Yes.
Now you guys
Who?
play
CFL.
on a wider field, right? And you have
I
like
think it
3
is
downs.
wider. No, actually, no. I think it might be narrower and it's longer.
Oh,
We have one less down. We have one less down to get that 10 yards that you need to get thing, and then there. I think our football is bigger, which makes it harder to catch. There's something about our football that makes it harder to catch.
it's the grease they put on it before the game. I'm kidding.
No, they coat it in maple syrup so it's sticky so they can catch it.
Yes, Canadian football is harder than American football.
Is it made out of pigskin?
Well, no, I just mean the game itself. It's harder.
Oh, you think so?
Well, if you've got 10 more feet on the field, right? That's you got
Yeah.
a further field to get down.
Yeah, but
if you have only 3 downs to make that 10 feet or whatever it is, that 10 yards instead of 4, that's harder, isn't it?
that's why I think the field was wider. I think that's why I thought the downs were. Hang on. Ah, you're gonna make me Google this CFL versus NFL fields. Ooh, AI is kicking in. That means Google's gonna make it all weird. Yeah, you're right. It's 10 yards longer by 65 wide, whereas the NFL is 100 yards by 53 and 1/3 yards wide. So yours is longer and wider, and you have 20-yard end zones, and we have 10-yard
so
end
it's
zones.
not narrow like I thought, but
No, but it is longer.
yeah.
But the wider
Contrast and compare.
the wider part makes the offense a little bit easier if you have a quarterback that can really take advantage of the extra space.
Yep.
But yeah, that's kind of like 3 downs. That's still not fun. Do you have a lot of people go for it on 3rd down?
I don't know. I don't watch shit.
Oh, what do you mean you don't watch?
Oh, he's a poser. He don't watch football at all. Let's boo him. Boo.
Yeah,
Hey.
you're not a Thunder Tiger.
I've been to several live games of the Tiger Cats, but I don't
That's
usually
good.
watch them on TV.
That's because no one goes to Tiger Cats.
He's probably
Canada
that one guy. He's
They've
probably that one guy.
abandoned them.
He's probably that one guy that sits in the stands and goes, "I hope they hit a home run."
With a bag on his face.
Lots of people go to Tiger Cat games. Tiger Cat games are for. Since you're looking it up, compare Canadian football, the football itself versus the American football, like the ball.
It's good.
Hang on, let me see.
You know what we do with players we don't want around anymore? People we don't want. We ship them up to Canada. That's why you guys got Kaepernick.
Yeah, Kaepernick
And
played
then we
up
ship
there?
them back.
He got an last time I checked, he got an offer.
So let's see. CFL
Yeah, well,
footballs are the same length as NFL, but they have a larger diameter.
Yeah, which
CFL
would
footballs
make
have
it, I
2
think,
1-inch
harder to
stripes
catch.
around the ball. The NFL have no stripes. Laces, they have double laces. Your ball is made by Wilson. I don't know if our NFL one is or not. Wait a minute, what's this say? Players have taken the slogan to mean CFL's football is bigger than the NFL's, although that was true for decades. The dimensions of both footballs are now essentially the same. There's no difference in the balls now. Winnipeg quarterback Ken Austin said recently, January 7th, 2024. So I don't know if they've changed it recently, but someone's claiming they're the same. But they were bigger, if nothing else.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just reading.
Yeah.
It's just
So yeah, those few things made it harder. I heard this in the past. I'm not sure how true it is that CFL people going to play American football have an easier time traversing into it than American people coming into or American footballers coming into CFL football. You know, not that you would see a lot the reverse because the CFL gets paid a lot less than American football.
this is interesting. This is like the CFL DB database, Canadian Football League database. Interesting.
Yeah.
You guys go all out. I'm teasing.
Yeah, we
That's
got a
cool.
few less teams than you to keep track of, so it's a little easier.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Apparently, Kaepernick has he's in negotiation list both for the Hamilton Tiger Cats and the Montreal Alouettes.
Interesting.
Kaepernick ultimately signs with the British Columbian Lions or pursues opportunities remaining to be. Oh, he hasn't really narrowed down the.
Oh, so he hasn't signed yet.
He doesn't know. He wants to play, so it's funny. He insults the NFL, and then he wanted to play for the NFL, and now he's trying to get in the Canadian Football League.
Oh, you guys have like a real website and stuff. That's cool. I didn't realize how evolved it is, but I should have. I mean, it's been around for what, 20, 30, 40 years?
Yeah, longer than that.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm not sure how long the CFL.
Yeah, I don't know either, but
Yeah, but do they have their own Monday Night Football?
I'm not sure whether it's Monday night, but I think they do have a night that they do have football. Not whether it's on TV every whatever night. But
do they have an iconic theme song for it?
Well, since I don't know what the show is, I'm sure they do have some sort of iconic theme song for sports fans.
Is it sang by Charlie Daniels?
Probably not. Probably something Canadian that's more famous than Charlie Daniels. Like William Shatner. No.
Who?
Okay, Slim Dion.
Slim Dion? I don't know who that is.
She is a young lady.
Must be a Canadian rapper from the east side of Canada.
You guys play 21 weeks of football in your season? Holy
I guess so.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, and it's like 4 games a week, and they all appear to be on Saturdays, Fridays, Thursday, Friday. Well, okay, take that back. They bounce around a bit. They got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. Not seeing any Monday nights though, Rick.
So we have Sunday night football or Friday night football.
Some weeks it's like it's cool, it bounces, but then in the playoffs it's Saturday, and Sunday for the Grey Cup.
Yeah,
I guess the Grey
Cup. You know why we have to have it that way? It's the traveling time. We have this big country to go from one end to the other.
You mean where most of the population lives at the bottom half of the country, not the whole?
Yeah, but that bottom half goes, quite a long stretch.
Well, and you have to remember, they should be using airplanes, but I'm sure they're still using horse and wagons. So it slows them down. Like it takes a while on a horses.
Yep.
Right.
If
they don't always have maple syrup to drink, so they sometimes they don't get there as fast.
Yeah. And Sasquatch sometimes holds them up. They can't get past an area. They have to wait.
Damn Sasquatch attacks.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
No. See, it's just it's a Sasquatch crossing. You got to let the Sasquatch cross the road, and they come in these great big herds.
Oh yeah, Sasquatch herds. I heard about those.
Yes,
Oh wow.
see these. You have to herd the Sasquatch.
You got herding dogs for your Sasquatches.
You got to let them herd.
You're trying, Rick. I know. It's okay.
I can't hear you.
And they have Bigfoots. They have
Yeah.
Bigfoots too.
Oh, they have big feet, huh? Okay.
Hey, this time I mean it.
Some of them up a little higher can be really abominable.
Guys, this time I mean it. I'm going to bed.
All right.
So
Let's end it.
buy Rick's book and check out buy Tim's book and check out
Yes.
Rick's book when it comes out. And
Also,
Tim, you
if
got to
I-
say it too. It's Melvin. I keep saying your book, but people
Melvin special edition Melvin #1 special edition, and hopefully coming out soon for a little appetizer for you guys. Zednodicius #1, because it's freaking
Nice.
hilarious.
All right, now I'm going to do it for real. It's just going to be loud, and I'm just going to do my thing.
Do it. Do it.
Oh no, there's no volume.
Do it.
There we go.